Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is an animated movie from Sony with an excellent cast, and I've been waiting for this one ever since the first trailer came out. Okay, let's do this one last time. Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider, and that turned him into Spider-Man. And up until recently, he thought he was the only one. Miles Morales is a kid from Brooklyn, who also gets bitten by a radioactive spider, and well, you know the rest. The two Spider-Men meet the very moment Kingpin sets off a super collider underneath Brooklyn that causes dimensions to collide. Now, with the help of other spider people like Spider-Gwen, Miles has to figure out his place in the world while also stopping Kingpin from, blowing up the universe. I finally understand why Venom turned out the way it did. It's because Sony had everybody who actually read a Spider-Man comic work on this film. First of all, it feels like a comic book come to life. Every single frame is a work of art. I bet if you freeze frame throughout the movie, you end up with a high-level graphic novel. It's that good. And besides looking gorgeous, the voice acting is incredible. You instantly fall in love with these characters and it immediately draws you into the movie. Shameik Moore plays Miles Morales, who is the main protagonist, and his story arc is funny, inspiring, and emotional. Spider-Man has always been a symbol for perseverance. No matter how hard he gets hit, he always gets up. And that's a pretty big theme throughout the movie. In fact, there's a cameo of Stan Lee that sums it all up, and it almost made me cry. This movie has so much Marvel lore, and I thought it might be confusing to people who don't read comic books, but they handled it so incredibly well. Anyone can enjoy this film. I'm taking my mom to go see it this weekend. Phil Lord wrote the majority of the screenplay, and you can tell he has a deep love for the Spider-Verse. Everything works. The villains, the characters, the emotional side of the story. There's nothing in this movie that shouldn't be in there. It all makes sense. Speaking of which, the jokes in this movie are so funny. None of it falls flat or feels forced. It's flawless. My favorite two Spider-Verse characters have to be chubby Peter Parker, who's in his 40s. He's amazing. And Nick Cage as Spider-Man Noir. He's the best.
Sometimes I let matches burn down to my fingertips just to feel something, anything.
And by the way, the soundtrack of this movie is goddamn fantastic, and I will be playing it on repeat for the majority of the upcoming weeks. Spider-Man Homecoming is still my favorite Spider-Man movie, but this is a very close second. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a gem. So that's it for Into the Spider-Verse. What is your favorite Spider-Man movie? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this video, hit like or click on the blue M&M to subscribe. I'll see you next time.